Hi, and welcome to this week's energy forecast. I am Rachael Phillips, and this energy forecast is for the week of September the 25th through to October the 1st. So we are and have just experienced the autumn equinox, which was on September the 22nd. And what that is about the sun is moving into a new sign, being of Libra, and Libra is about finding balance. So you will be starting to feel more of an ease and more of a settling down from all of the intense, harsh energies, really high intense emotions as well. You'll find that things are going to start to simmer down, and you're going to actually feel like you can actually catch your breath and recalibrate yourself and then refocus, because all of this is going to be around balance. And Librans and all of us in general, we have been always working towards finding that balance, because when we find that we have balance, everything starts to flow more naturally and we feel more aligned with the direction that we're going in. So, the things around balance is going to be the balance between the light and the darkness. And we always seem to deem what we feel is amazing about ourselves, and then we've had these areas that we have suppressed, so they become our darkness. We're going to start finding that our darkness is really not quite as dark as we had deemed it, because now we have a whole new level of perception in which we can bring, and a whole lot more experience and wisdom now that we can bring to what we thought was once a shadow side. And we're going to be able to look at it from a completely new perspective, which is going to give us new insights, and therefore we're going to find more balance. We're also going to be looking at balance between our masculine and our feminine, and you'll find that masculine and feminine side is going to be wanting to have more harmony with it. So if you're a really masculine female, then you're going to be finding that there is a new softness that is coming through for you. And that's not just for women, but for also men as well. Finding that softness in which way to approach a certain situation. Knowing that we don't always used to need that really dominant masculine energy of force, push, must do, have do's, because that's really great, and when we execute it, when we're feeling really great. But if we're not feeling so awesome, if you use that mindset of that masculine of force, push, shoulds, do's, have to, we apply so much pressure on ourselves. And when we're not in a really great mindset area, we start to deplete our own energy reserves, and we start to think that we're not good enough. So we're going to find this really nice momentum on when to be able to execute with our masculine, because our energy levels are, you're bouncing off the walls, but you're also going to have that really nice gentleness that comes in and goes, you know what, there is also another softer approach that I can take from this and still get the same exact results. It's the balance of the yin and yang. It's everything about bringing balance into our world. So as we find that we are moving into this space where we're wanting to feel more aligned, more in flow, feeling a much higher, greater sense of wellness and well-being, you're going to start feeling that there's this desire to want to cleanse your environment, cleanse your wardrobe, because as we move through these beautiful energetic shifts, our energy frequency starts to change. And, as you've moved into new world, you can no longer reside in old world. And in order to allow beautiful new things to move into our world, we can't do that if ourself on every level is feeling stifled. So there's going to be a new clearing and cleansing approach that's going to occur over this next coming week. So you may find that you may want to go into your wardrobe and start getting rid of things that that you don't wear anymore, or going through and sort of, as we sort of move in, we're moving into spring here on the Gold Coast here in Australia. So it's usually a time that I find a lot of people start wanting to go through and going through their cupboards, looking at what furnishings do they really need to have, cleaning out their wardrobes, and finding that they're just wanting to really spring clean everything. And what that does is it's allowing a new energy to then come through, which is also works really, really importantly with the cards for that have come up for this week. So the very first card for Monday, Tuesday is the Dreams card. The next card is about uniqueness. and the third being about abundance. So as you can see, it's a pretty awesome and exciting week. But going back to what I was saying about allowing the old to move through and giving new space for new things to come through is really going to be working with when we are starting to chase our dreams. With these dreams we've been working towards for some people nearly all year, and we are really coming to the end where that fruition is just about to come into place for us. We are feeling more energy towards our dreams, and this card is about don't give up just before the dream has come to fruition. So if we are clearing away things on an energetic level, we then have this new beautiful influx of new flow of energy coming in, breathing light into our dreams, breathing light into our own self. And you may start finding, the thing that I've found that came up with this card was that your dreams may even have slightly modified, and that is really exciting. There is always more than one way to be able to achieve your dream. So if you're starting to find that your dreams have become slightly modified and all of a sudden there's these new really inspiring ideas that are coming through, allow yourself to follow that guidance that's coming through. Your intuition is going to start becoming more heightened, and new droplets of suggestions and ideas and guidance from your soul is really going to be coming through all of this week. And this is where creating that space to allow beautiful new things is really going to come into play, especially around this card, around our dreams, because we are at that level where we know within our own self, on that really beautiful, quiet, intuitive level, that we know that we're exactly on the right path of where we need to go. We just may have been distracted from all of the energy, from all of the purging and cleansing that you've been going through and not feeling so great. But that doesn't mean that that level of belief has been diminished in any way, shape or form. It just means that it may have been covered over by other distractions. So this is the time to come in to bring in that new level of refocus. What is it that you need to do to make these dreams come true? Because as we wrap up, the next 3 months of the year of 2017, we really want to become very awakened to the fact that what we set for now for the next 3 months is going to set the tone and the intention for the next 8 more years. And so that's something to be incredibly mindful of. So if there are things that you've sort of been putting off, now really is the time to sit down and design a way in which you can make these dreams come true for you, because it's much more than just making that dream come true. It's about changing beliefs and becoming aligned with our values, because when we have a dream, the dream is so much more than it just being about yourself. There are aligning with your values, making sure it's about being on track with what your truth is. It's about how you can help others, how you can help yourself. And in order to do all of that, there will be some limitations that you will need to overcome. And that is so powerful when you have broken through those beliefs. And this is where it sets the tone for the next 8 years. Once you have broken through a belief that you may have been holding on to for so long, that new belief is going to filter through for the next 8 more years, and you're going to find that you're going to be able to overcome obstacles a lot quicker, because you're going to be able to see what is the truth and what is not. So it really is quite a very, very powerful time to start looking at what do you need to do to make your dreams come true, and allow yourself to be very explorative. The thing that, as I was saying before, about knowing that, new beautiful ideas may be coming through for you. Remember that, every person gets to be able to share their dream in a way that fits with them. So that means that, new ideas may be starting to come forward that are out of the box. Don't discount it just because it's out of the box. If it aligns with you and it brings you great joy and you can see it's part of your master plan for your dreams, then follow it. Every person gets to be able to share their vision of their dream with the world in the way that suits them best, which definitely brings up the next card for Wednesday through till Friday is about uniqueness. It's about celebrating and rejoicing all of those amazing qualities within yourself. And it's also about being able to share that uniqueness of how you deliver your dream, because that's what it's all about. People don't purchase something because of a person. They purchase it because that level of trust, that level of, there's something that really resonates with that person's essence, their truth, what their values are. And that is usually always in alignment with yourself. So that's what I'm trying to say to you, is that, you know, follow that uniqueness and bring that uniqueness, that style of who you are, that brings out what I call our own internal spunk. Now, every single person has their own internal spunk. Now, sometimes that's been shut down, or we have kept that very, very close to ourselves. Now it's time to bring that forward and see how you can bring that delivery of your uniqueness, allowing that light to transform through the balance of our light and our darkness, between our feminine and our masculine. It's now time to bring all of those qualities into our dreams, so that your dreams really do become an extension of yourself, and you get to share with the world everything about yourself, so that everyone gets to see the magnificence of who you truly are. And when someone stands in their own power, they are incredibly sexy, incredibly strong and confident. Now, it doesn't mean that fear doesn't sit there, because it does. But that is okay. That belief in yourself, that wanting to stop to conform, to fit into molds, because that's what everyone else is doing, is now changing. And this is where this new breath of balance is coming in multiple different ways, in which that we get to explore, and then how we get to be able to share. And then because of that, you can see that come the weekend, when you follow your dreams and you deliver it in a way that allows you to be able to shine your own truth, your own unique, amazing style, abundance comes through. Because what you're going to be doing is you are going to be resonating at a much higher frequency. When you get to be you and all your glory, removing, you know, that moment of feeling like you need to be a certain way, do things a certain way, speak a certain way. When you remove all of that pressure, you get to be you in just the most magnificent light. And that is what generates that influx of energy, and you become that magnet. You attract your vibe, because your tribe actually gets to see what your real vibe is all about. And therefore it opens up the gate to plentiful supply of income coming through. So knowing that abundance is also about seeing the balance that you've brought into your world, because it's also about that breaking through the limitations, that scarcity mindset. So it goes to show that this abundance card come the weekend is about busting through some of your self-limiting beliefs. So it goes to show the evidence of the work that you've put in this week. And as you know, the mind always likes to be able to collect evidence so that it can reuse that information at the next time that you go through something. So the beautiful evidence that your mind is going to be collecting is that the moment that you start following your dreams, sharing that uniqueness with yourself, you will be abundantly supplied for on every level within your world. So that's an abundance of time, an abundance of energy, an abundance of love, an abundance of balance between giving and receiving, an abundance of financial freedom. And look, at the end of the day, no one, I'm not always going to say that no one, but what I'm trying to say is that every single person wants to be able to have a financial flow come through, because that allows us the freedom then to be able to live their life on their own terms. So as you can see, it's a really exciting week where our soul is really guiding us to be ourselves, address our energy, look at where we're distributing it, find balance, bring flow back into our world, follow our dreams, clear away any energy or anything that's sitting within your environment, your house, your home, and clearing away everything so that the real you, can come to the surface and be shown, and know that those limiting beliefs around what you thought was light and darkness, that masculine and the feminine, being in your head rather than allowing yourself to feel, all of that is going to come into a beautiful flow, which means when we're in flow, when we're in alignment, which means then we just exuberate this magnetic energy that attracts abundance into your world. So I wish everyone an incredibly exciting week. Remember, always just checking in with yourself. How do you feel? How do you think? Is it aligned with your values? Are there some limitations that are old and outdated that are now that you've got this new flow of energy flowing through, now have the capacity in which to be able to explore new ways to break through, overcome, and rewrite the next step of your book towards this end of the year, which is about setting that intention. Intention is something that is so incredibly powerful. Once we set an intention for the way that we want this next 3 months to go, is also going to be able to set that intention tone for the next 8 years. So I think it's something I really want you guys to be incredibly aware of, about how do you want these next 3 months to go. Finding that intention, setting that intention. What it does is it almost embeds that intention into your cells. So therefore, every part of your body is starting to vibrate at looking at ways to attract, ways for you to be in flow, ways for you to be in alignment with that intention. It's also going to help improve and increase your level of belief, which when you have intention set with belief, backed up with action that you'll be taking to make sure that you live your dreams, and doing that in a way that's in a natural flow where you're expressing who you are, abundance naturally flows on every single level. And then that will set the tone for the next 8 years. So something to just sit with before you jump into any action this week. Sit with what is the intention that you would like for yourself. What is important for you? What is your driver that is motivating you to want to make the changes that you are? And that helps breathe new light into your own level of self-belief. And if you believe in yourself, nothing and no one can ever get in your way. So I wish you all an crazy, amazing week, and much love to you all, and take care. I will see you again next week. Thanks, guys.